Today we are going to talk about the another American classical play, Death of a Salesman. Of course, no need to say it was written by Arthur Miller. This was a 1949 play, staged on Broadway. To be precise, on 10th February 1949. Nowadays, people have told me, of course, in my village, that this child has got this kind of a job of a salesman. Other boy does something similar that time. वो हमेशा ना ऐसा सूट बूट में रहता है. I just say, good. It will take generations to understand the cultural aspect of the whole situation. Anyways, this play is a two-act play. It is a story of Willie Loman, a traveling salesman. This story is montage of the memories and the dreams and the arguments. The play actually tragedy addresses variety of the themes, especially American dream. It is the anatomy of the truth and the infidelity. This play is probably the most successful modern play that ever published. It was adapted in films for the 10 times. That itself speaks volumes about the play. If you are interested in numbers, let me tell you that over 11 million copies of this play have already been sold. The characters in the play are Willie Loman, Linda Loman, Happy Loman, Ben Loman, Bernard, Charlie, the woman, and Howard. By the characters, we understand that this play is basically a story of a Loman family. We can say Loman house. Actually, Loman house, rather the apartment, is in Brooklyn, located amidst a typical a typical row of urban apartment. It is middle of the night, and we see Willie, our protagonist, returns home totally exhausted because he has had a failed business trip to Boston. Moreover, he had he had met an accident as well. The accident was almost fatal. His wife Linda suggests Willie to request his boss to give him the job nearby so that he need not travel far. Willie is not worried about this. Rather, he complains to his wife Linda that his son Bill, who is almost 34 years of age, has not done anything meaningful so far. He expects him to do the most of his life. He has no goals at all. Biff was once an ace football player with many certificates in the high school days, but he failed in mathematics and the course of his life changed. He associated with Western United States and continued his life with many odd jobs. In short, he has no any regular job that can be proudly told. A little bit of a diversion, please. Allow me this. Nowadays also, this kind of a situation has come again. No government jobs. If they are, the corruption is so high that poor and even a deserving person cannot dream of it. So the people in general feel that this child is doing something. If it is a big achievement, no khetiwadi, no sun, no sky, no rain, no wind, और ढेर सारे सीरियल्स खाने को तो मिलता है ना जी, बस वाइफ के हाथ में टीवी का रिमोट कंट्रोल है. Back to the death of a salesman. Biff has a brother too. His name is Happy. He has come with come to stay with his parents along with their childhood memories. They do discuss the mental degeneration of their father. I used to tell my students, if the person is dreaming, he is young, and if the person has only memories, he is pretty old. Willie appears and his dreams he dreams big, but tells the children that he will reveal a very secret thing tomorrow morning. In the beginning of the Act 2, both Willie and Bill find no success in their business. In spite of his 34 years of a sincere job, his master, or you can say the boss, did not give him any job in New York. Willie has to continue his traveling salesmanship. Willie had expected that he will get reward for his sincerity. But Howard, that is the boss, did not give him any relief. Obviously, Willie loses his temper, and if I want to use the modern corporate word, is fired. He can no more represent Wagner Company. Same is the condition of Biff. He waits for hours together for his boss, but the boss does not even recognize him. Naturally, he turns him down. Almost crushed, Willie sees Bernard, his old acquaintances, or we can say his langotier, but finds no solace. Bernard has evolved as a great lawyer. Reached to the Supreme Court, he offers him a job of nothingness. But Willie refuses that kind of a job, and when Charlie gives Willie money to pay off the insurance installment, Willie feels insulted and he realizes that a man dead is worse than alive. We see Happy, Willie, and Biff meet in a restaurant for dinner. The name of that place is Frank's Chop House. Willie refused to hear any bad news from his children. Of course, how a father can listen any bad news from the children? Willie had an affair too with a lady, actually a receptionist, Miss Frances. She is a half-dressed woman. Rather, Willie tries to cover up the story of his affair before the children, but Biff Biff did not accept the story and declares him a liar. Biff's views about his father changed from that moment. Biff's views about his father changed from that moment. Willie is left behind, and both children go out of that restaurant. Linda, that is Willie's wife, scolds her children for leaving their father in the restaurant. Moreover, on the very emotional drama, Biff tells his father that now both of them are mediocre and they are not meant for any big dream. They are very ordinary people. The argument goes on a very high emotional level that Biff hugs his father. Willie asks him to stop. Willie asks him to stop dreaming big. Linda first time utters the word hallucination. Willie has been doing this since long because of his dead brother Ben. Willie decides to give his insurance money to Biff to start a business and saves some amount for his funeral as well. Willie promptly leaves the house and meets the car accident. Instantly dies. The final scene takes place at the funeral of the Willie. It is obviously attended by the family members. Of course, Charlie and Bernard are there. Bill no longer wants to take the father's way. Happy chooses to follow his father's footsteps. Linda goes on sobbing and says, "We are free." And then finally, the curtain falls. Well, friend, this play is well received in the United States of America and UK as well. A well known critic, Eric Bentley, found that after a streetcar named Desire, this play, Death of a Salesman, has really brought the meaning to the American theater. He called this play as a potential tragedy, deflated from the true course of Marxist sympathies. In London as well, it was favorably received. Of course, the Times said it as the strongest play of a New York theatrical season. It should be transferred to London. However, it was appreciated also by saying imagination and good theatrical sense. It was complicated and extraordinarily natural. In Germany, it nailed the audience to the chair even at the end of the play. In India, though it was translated in Bengali and Hindi, the play was just okay. In China, the author himself directed the play, knowing that every Chinese father wants to bring up their child or their children in the way Willie wants his children to grow up. Chinese fathers want their sons to be dragons. You can forward this play. Thank you. Thank you very much.